As Shaw, use your lightning-fast shuriken and other martial marked techniques to prevail over 6 intensely evil warriors in the enforcement of justice. Or choose any of the 7 warriors and fight head-to-head. Summoned Voodoo's bone-shattering earthquake, rebound with Raja's shockwave sword, or lash out with Set's terrifying mummy rap. Scores of secret power moves to discover and master. Proofreading, not one of them. This is Shaq Fu from Delphine Software International, published by Electronic Arts, released in 1994. Part of the Shaq franchise, and, well, it says on the box, Enforcer of Justice. Right next to Shaq's very large hoop gold earring. You know what they say, bigger the hoop, right? Right. It's a fighting game released for the Mega Drive and Genesis and the Super Nintendo. It was ported to the Game Gear, Game Boy, Commodore Amiga. It features former professional basketball player Shaquille Shaq O'Neal as the player character. Shaq Fu was met with mixed responses, though it has since come to be considered one of the worst video games of all time. There was a sequel, Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn, announced in March 2014 and released 4 years later. Oh boy. The game storyline, Shaq walks into a dojo while heading to a charity basketball game in Tokyo. After speaking with Lao Tzu, a martial arts master, Shaq goes to another dimension where he must rescue a young boy named Nezu from the evil mummy Set Ra. So it's Shaquille O'Neal doing Mortal Kombat against Mum-Ra. There you go. The Genesis version has 5 more playable characters and 3 more stages than the Super Nintendo version, and it has a longer story mode. The other stages are generally available with cheat codes and things like that. But other than that, they're fairly well similar. The Genesis and SNES version have a hidden button sequence that will initiate blood mode. The blood effects were subdued and minor, which kept it at its MA13 reading. However, the blood code gave access to finishing moves that the game were triggered by striking the opponent in a certain way. Shaq Fu received mixed reviews. GamePro, this is at the time, gave it a positive review, saying the unusually small size of the sprites is balanced off by the incredibly fast game speed. They also praised the ultra-sharp controls and impressive digitized graphics. They said the Genesis version was superior because of the additional control characters and better controls. They concluded that it's fun once you get used to the small, fast sprites. One of the multi-reviewers at EGM gave it a 6 out of 10 and another 4 out of 10. It got a D from Entertainment Weekly. GamesMaster gave the Super Nintendo version 83%. In contrast to the reactions to the Super Nintendo and Genesis version, GamePro panned the Game Boy version, saying it dumbs down the gameplay, loses the detail, and the music is far too pervasive. Retrospective reviews, Game Trailers rated it their 4th worst in their top 10 best and worst video games. In response, Levi Buchanan from IGN stated it was undeserved as a result of collective exaggerations. In September 97, Nintendo Power had 12 staff members vote in a list of their top 100 games. This list also included the 10 worst games. Shaq Fu placed 3rd. The article stated it was not possible to come up with a worse idea than this. And I know Scarlett has told me that it's not that bad. Well, buddy, look, it's not that bad. It's terrible. This game has never been good. Ever.